Everybody say Flofiyah, Flofiyah, Flofiyah. Okay. Everybody say Flofiyah, Flofiyah, Flofiyah. Feed your soul, women of FIYAH, achieving goals. Women of FIYAH, learn control. Women of FIYAH, shine and grow with Flofiyah.
A woman about her mission to create a space for those who may not have a space nor a voice. Charitable is an understatement. Fachica Austin-Alderson, a heart of gold that continues to give to those, even when the well is empty, she's still pouring. That's you all day.
Thank you so much for those kind words. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for even being here. Fachica, you do so much for the community. I've known you since maybe, what is it?
So the boys were born in 2000. So since 1999.
Yeah, I was going to say since 1999. And since then, it has been a journey, a friendship, a journey. I have enjoyed being around you and your presence. And so one of the organizations, the companies that you do right now is DWMP. And that's kind of how we became so close. And so can you tell me a little bit more about DWMP, which stands for Dance With Me Productions, correct?
Yes. So Dance With Me Productions is a program that my mom and I started in 1999 in my basement. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to offer dance classes for children who couldn't afford traditional dance classes at a professional studio. So we opened up our homes June 1999 with 11 kids, and they came in our basement and they just took dance lessons, and we put on a show at the end of the program so that, you know, they could just have a chance to show what they learned, because I believe that every little girl and boy should have a chance to be able to experience just feeling special for the day. And because your parents don't have the money to send you to the studio doesn't mean you shouldn't have that. So we decided to do that, where we offered for a very cheap price, just enough to cover the expenses of having a show. Right. And so they can have a chance to just perform. And so now it's blown up to now, like I said, we started with 11. In our last show, we had 173.
I know, incredible. Now, let me ask you a question. Did you ever think in your wildest dreams that it would continue to be this grand, or you would be doing it into 2021?
No.
Even though I know you haven't started yet, I know that you will continue no matter what. Did you ever think that would have been the plan?
When we started it, I just wanted to do something nice and something kind. And so never my wildest dreams that I thought it would still be going on now. And we actually stopped for a year. After the 5th year anniversary, I was just like, you know what? I want my summer to myself. And that summer, we had kids calling like, I was going to join you this summer and you're not doing it. Yeah. So I felt so bad, and we started back up. And when we started back up, we had twice the number of students that had registered. So I never thought it would still be happening right now.
And now what styles of dance do you offer?
So we offer everything. We have ballet, tap, jazz, African, hip hop, and hula.
And tell me the range. How old are they?
So we actually accept students at the age of 2, and we go all the way up to 23.
Now you said 2 years old. How is that working with 2-year-olds when they can barely walk?
Well, the 2-year-olds we have come in, they have to be potty trained and know how to walk. But we allow 2-year-olds to enroll, and they do 3 dances in the show.
How is that, teaching 2-year-olds? And I have had the privilege not only to be at your shows, but to be part of your program. And, I see you with the 2-year-olds and those individuals, and you don't only have 4. You may have as much as 25 on that stage.
Well, you'll be amazed at what they can do. So if you sit back and you just watch little kids, and they know every song, they know how to work an iPad, they know how to work the TV. So I'm like, well, let's allow them to take dance class. So of course they're not spinning and doing pirouettes, but we make them do their best at their best. So they're the highlight of our shows. They sassy, they got plenty of personality, and they bring the craft. We don't do any super advertising. It's just like, if you know somebody who knows somebody and they're good people, they can be part of our program. We're not out to get rich. We're just out to inspire and give lessons to anybody who want to take dance, who weren't able to afford traditional classes.
Once again, a heart of gold. You open your doors in your home for so many people. I know that there's a lot of individuals that can say that they've received the training from you, but not only that, the love and the encouragement that you give to each and every one of these students. I know, and I've seen that. And then you continue to do so in the educational field. So, and as far as the academics, you have a school now, and it's a homeschool that actually started. I'm not sure the year, but it's called Life Lessons Learning Academy.
Yes. Actually, I started homeschooling my son after talking to you years ago. He was in second grade, and he's extremely bright. And so every time I go to his report card pickup, the teacher say, he's really smart, but in this area, I feel like he's lacking. And I'm like, my son entered school being able to read.
Yes.
And I'm saying to myself, he knows how to do these things. I don't know why it's not transferring when he go to school. And so I just sat back, and then I asked if I can just observe what she's doing in the class. Oh. And he went into a public school, and what I observed was a teacher in a classroom with 36-year-olds, no assistant.
Wow.
And he was just going through the material like the speed of light. And I'm thinking to myself, how is she able to make sure that 30 kids are able to keep up with what she's doing that quickly and expect for them to just test? Mm-hmm. And what I learned with traditional schooling is they're just teaching kids to be good test takers, and really wasn't teaching them anything.
Right.
Because every time he came home, I asked him, well, what did you learn today? And he had to think like, what did I learn today? So I just decided to pull him out of school, and I said, you know what? I'm going to teach you at home. Mm-hmm. And it worked out really well for him, and he graduated early. And so once he graduated, because, it was back then, it was taboo for you to be homeschooling your kids. And people are like, oh, he's going to be weird if he's homeschooled, and he's not going to have any social skills, and he's not going to be able to get a job. Well, DJ had plenty of jobs, and he is the most outgoing person you've ever met.
Yes.
And once they seen him and, his success with being homeschooled, people began to ask me, I'm like, okay, well, maybe I could turn this into a business. Wow. And so we started Life Lessons Learning Academy about 5 years ago with 3 girls. And now we have 10 students, and I keep it at 10 because we do have a waiting list. But I want to be able to service each kid and give them that time that they need. Because my thing is, I'm not trying to collect hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars off of these parents. I want to be able to teach these kids something. Mm-hmm. If not, I can just go in a classroom. I do have a teaching degree, and, I can be a school teacher at a public school. But my goal was to make sure that I'm able to give 10 kids a tailor-made education where I can see their strengths and their weaknesses and really teach them, where they know the information forward and backward. We're not moving past a lesson until you got it in your mind. Wow. I don't care if you fail in the test. If you know the information, I'm okay with that.
I want to ask you, what and who inspired you to be the woman that you are today?
Oh, flow is so many. Of course, the first person I have to say is my mother. My mother have always been a hardworking woman, and my go-getter spirit will have to be my father. I am a true daddy's girl. He supports every dream I have, but one thing that my dad taught me was give 100% of yourself in everything. Right. So it would have to be my parents, my mom and my dad.
They would be so proud to hear that. They would be so proud. And so giving that inspiration, or getting that inspiration from your mom and your dad, how do you think that influenced you with your community and the way you give back?
One thing I would say is when you give without expecting anything in return. And when you do that, you always gonna get it back 100-fold, no matter what it is. And watch, it's gonna double up. And if it don't, just be happy that you were able to give something, because there's more happiness in giving always.
I want to talk about the 2 colors that you've chosen.
Yes.
And what do you remember your 2 colors?
Yes, yellow and green. The most beautiful colors in the world.
And why are those the most beautiful colors of the world?
Well, they look good on my skin for one. But yellow means friendship. And it means happiness.
Yeah.
It's a bright color. It means it's the sun. It's life. And you know, I'm a lively person.
Yes, you are.
And green, which looks great with my skin tone. I just think that the color green can mean so many different things. It's plants. Plants give us oxygen to live. We need that. We need oxygen for food. Plants for food.
Yeah.
So I hadn't really thought about those colors in that aspect until now, but those have always been my favorite colors. Even as a little kid, I would grab them at the coloring box and they're like, "You a girl, you need pink and purple." I'm like, "Nope, I got yellow and green. You can have that pink and purple."
If you were to give yourself 3 words, or to let me know about 3 words that best describes you, what would those 3 words be?
I am full of energy.
Full of energy. Okay.
I give 100%. Full of life. I don't know. What 3 words would you give me?
I would say giving, honesty, and loving.
Oh, yes, I am. Big sucker.
Yes, I am. And can you tell me one thing and one memory that resonated with you when it comes to Miss Flo?
Oh, well, one thing that just hits me in the memory is every anniversary year, my mom wants me to perform in my shows. So this one year, I was gonna dance to "You Gonna Love Me" by Jennifer Holliday. And Maggie, I had just had a baby. I was out of shape. And she was just like, "You know what? I love this song. You should dance to it." And the song, I gave it to you, Flo, and you was like, this is a lot of song. And it's like 6 minutes and 37 seconds long. And you gave me a movement to every part of the song. And so one part of the music, I was dancing on the stage, I was doing all the choreography you gave me.
Yeah. I
went completely blank on the stage. I looked at your face and you was just like, "Keep going." I'm not gonna mess my friend up. I jumped off the stage, landed in the split. I crawled back on the stage, and all the choreography came back in my mind.
And you did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for even remembering that. I totally forgot that. But once you started saying it, it came back to my memory. If you had a legacy to give to your family and your community, what would that message be?
Hard work and giving of yourself will always put you ahead. Hard work.
Awesome. All right. This is the segment in which we call Tag It Up. So if you had to write a graffiti representing who you are, what would that word be, that number be? What would that be that would represent? And everybody would say, "That is Chica," or Fachica, "That's her."
Maybe something like, "Chic been here."
Chic. Wait a minute. Chic been here, or she been here?
Chic, CHIC. Chic is my tag name.
Okay. You don't want to put chic been here?
So I want to put chic.
Chic, CHIC.
Yes, no A.
No A. And chic, does chic have a color? Green and yellow.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Shika, again, Fachica, for coming on here and representing yourself, your brand. Tell us again where we can find you and your.
All right. So, Life Lessons Learning Academy, because it's a small homeschool program, that's always been word of mouth. But you can look us up with our dance program. That's dwmponline.com.
DWMP stands for. Once again,
Productions.
Thank you again. Love you so much. Classic. Thank you. Thank you all for tuning in to Women of FIYAH. I'd like to reintroduce our guest, Fachica Austin-Alderson, a woman about her mission to create a space for those that may not have a space nor a voice. Charitable is an understatement. Fachica Austin-Alderson, a heart of gold that continues to give. When the well is empty, she will continue to pour. Wow, thank you, Fachica, for giving us and sharing with us your organizations. DWMP, Dance With Me Productions, as well as Life Lessons Learning Academy. One of the things that she reminded us is that to always give 100% of yourself without any expectations. Thank you, Fachica. I appreciated everyone for tuning in. And if you have a woman that you would like to be represented here on Women of FIYAH, jot them names down below. Thank you again. Until next time, peace.
Everybody say Flofiyah, Flofiyah, Flofiyah. Everybody say Flofiyah, Flofiyah, Flofiyah. Feed your soul, women of FIYAH, achieving goals, women of